Hello everyone, so today I am headed to Bologna. Yes, I'm very excited, though I am leaving much earlier in the morning than I normally do just because of train things. This time I pre-bought a ticket, so I have a time I have to be there, and that's at 8 o'clock. So I have arrived in Bologna. It's looking so nice and great actually. It's so sunny, the weather's really nice, and the station's already so much fancier than the one in Pisa. So I'm going to go to Piazza Maggiore now. Those arches you see are called porticis, and they are all over the city, providing perfect shade everywhere you go. Wow. Bologna is generally known for having a lot of students and famous for their food, like Bologna, like ragu or tortellini or mortadella and things like that. I found a little market here. It's like hard to see, but actually I don't think I'm interested in this. I think I'll go back and head towards the piazza. You can see the many porticis here again, and Bologna actually has 62 kilometers of portici in the city, and it's recognized as a World Heritage Site. But why are there so many portici? Well, basically, first it was a practical extensions of houses as they built more and more in the city, and then they became required by law, and now they are a very defining characteristic of Bologna. So this is the unfinished church thing. Oh, and that's the train that goes to that cool place. I'm not sure if I'll take it, but I kind of want to go. This church was built in 1390. And here is inside the church, which was completely free to enter, and there wasn't a long line, very unlike the Duomo in Florence. But it was beautiful inside, it was very large, and apparently there's the world's largest sundial in here, which you will see a little bit later on. And when I looked up, you can see these black dots. They're kind of like holes in the ceiling, and I really wondered, what is that? I thought this one was extra amazing. I believe this roped off section on the ground here is part of the sundial, but I'm not really sure how it exactly works with the ceiling and the lights and everything. Now I am in the Archiginnasio Library, which was part of the University of Bologna, which that university is the oldest still running university in the world, and you can see how there are so many frescoes and pictures which are so cool to see. And then there was this little ball sitting in the middle of the piazza, and I really wondered what it was. also these hook-like things sticking out of the wall, and I also wondered what this was because I feel like it would poke you if you walk too close to the wall, which maybe that was the purpose, so that people don't walk too close to the wall. And here are the two famous towers of Bologna. Back in the medieval time, there used to be many towers like these, but now they are gone and these two just remain. The shorter one is leaning more than the Tower of Pisa, and that's why you can see these walls around just in case it falls. And now I am at the market, which was full of so many cool stores, from flowers to meat to cheese to produce to everything. And it was really also full of people too. So it was just such a lively vibe, and it was so fun to just look around at all the stores. So in this video, you probably noticed that a lot of the lights are blinking really rapidly and really weirdly, but I just wanted to let you know that it wasn't actually like that in person. I think it's just how the camera recorded it. You could also find many pasta stores where they sell freshly made pasta like tortellini and a bunch of other kinds. We are back at Piazza Maggiore now with some lively music playing. I stopped by this cute little trattoria and had some tagliatelle with ragu, which I think is probably the most famous dish in Bologna. It looks so yummy. It's very orange around here. And then I went into this museum, which was completely free to enter and had quite an interesting collection of goods, such as a bunch of keys and a bunch of door handles. And they also had those antique bikes, and they had a carriage, which you'll see later. And the harp and paintings, a puppet show stage. It was an interesting collection of almost knickknacks and gadgets, but also like historical and relevant to the city. Here are some clothes with stunning embroidery. Like the detail is insane. There was also this super realistic miniature house. I'm not sure if it's a dollhouse or what it was used for, but I thought it was really crazy how realistic it was, but everything is just tiny. And there's the carriage that I was talking about. This room was pretty cool. It had some really realistic looking sculptures, which were a little bit creepy. And the chairs were pretty cool, I would say. I also found this miniature half-finished chair looking thing, which I thought that was also quite interesting. And the thing about this museum is that there's no descriptions for anything, which I wish there was. Like sometimes on the wall there's like a paragraph or two explaining about the museum, but nothing really for the individual artifacts and objects. So it was very difficult to know the significance of each item. I did decide to take this adorable little train up to Basilica San Luca. See it up there, it's nice here. We are almost there. Ooh, super cool. This building was just absolutely stunning and was easily my favorite spot in Bologna I went on this day.
Qué bonito.
It was on a very high hill, and when you looked out, you could see the beautiful countryside with the rolling hills and mountains. But then you could also see the city of Bologna with its many buildings and all the things going on. So you kind of got to see the best of both worlds from this beautiful, gorgeous spot. This is what the inside looked like, which was also just so beautiful. And they were actually holding an actual church service inside, which I thought was very cool. I walked through this passage leading towards the back of the room, and then I was in the most breathtaking room ever. Like, just with this marble and all these decorations. I just took a moment to sit and appreciate all this beauty. And there, in the distance, you could see the city of Bologna with its many orange buildings and many, many people. And on the other side was the beautiful rolling countryside. This is where I began the descent. I came up here with that little train and my ticket would be valid for me to go back down, but I decided that I wanted to walk the 4 kilometers down, so I did. And the arches that lead to this Basilica San Luca is very famous because this is the longest continuous portici in the world with 666 consecutive arches. So that was a very long walk, but now I am headed back to the station. From Basilica San Luca all the way back to the train station, I ended up walking for hours. And I was so incredibly exhausted by the time I made it onto the train. I am super duper incredibly exhausted today. I am so ready to sleep.